All right, we are here with University of South Carolina punter Mason Love. Mason, how you doing? Doing all right. So let's just dive right into it. So coming here to South Carolina, you came out of high school, obviously. What was that recruitment process like?
Yeah, so it started pretty early. End of my sophomore year, I went to a Coles camp in Chicago. I ended up winning it as my first camp, so I ended up getting ranked the #2 player of the country. So that kind of kickstarted it. So a lot of coaches and like staff members have were reaching out and over the course of high school, and so I was blessed to just be able to talk to a lot of the coaches and sitting there in class talking to the head coach of a Power Four team is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Okay. And so you said you got a lot of coaches interested in you. What kind of sold you on South Carolina?
So the first was, the SEC is the best in the country, of course. And then the weather was definitely an important factor just because I don't like to kick in the cold. It feels like I'm kicking a brick.
Yeah.
And, the wind is definitely, when it's cold, it's brutal. So the weather was important. And then really just the starter was Kai Kroger. So one of the best in the country and one of the best in school history was definitely, it was good to learn from him.
Yeah. And speaking of Kai Kroger, I know you redshirted your first year. What was that like getting to learn from someone like him?
Yeah, so I came in just I could kick a ball, but I didn't really know how I could. Yeah, I didn't really know, like, what I was doing, like, how was it affecting the ball. So he really taught me a lot about how to perfect my craft and how to take care of my body, like what to do off the field as well on the field, which definitely helped a lot. Like this season, I was able to talk to him, and him being in the NFL definitely helped a lot because he's still playing, so he understands it as well.
Of course. Yeah. And, obviously with everything between the transfer portal and eligibility, you see a lot more red shirts with kids coming out of high school. What would you say for that experience? Was that easy or a little more difficult?
It's kind of hard coming in. I was the #1 ranked punter in the country, but I kind of had to understand early that I'm not going to start my first year, so I had to really buy into just kind of learning from Kai and understanding that I'm not going to play this year, but the next 4 years is when I can start.
You're going to be the guy. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, and then just kind of jumping back to that, there's a lot of kind of gray area with eligibility. Guys transferring from other D1 schools, junior college. How do you feel like that affects football even at this top level of the SEC? You're playing guys who might be 24, 25 years old.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy just to think about all the not ways around the rules, but so one of them is the Australian punters. They come in as freshmen and they're 29 years old,
Right.
Which is just, it's not a bad thing because they still get to play college football like I do, but they're a little bit older, but it doesn't really change anything.
Yeah. Well, I would say honestly, probably the biggest change is you see people more inclined to come to college is NIL. What has your experience been like with that? Coming in only being a sophomore now,
Yeah, so it was a big, you have to earn your money.
early NIL.
When I was a freshman, like redshirt freshman, I wasn't getting paid, but it was because I had played it. So when I started and I had gone the full season, we had to talk, and